Good morning from, I think it's Algonac, something like that. Algonac State Park Campground, and it's a Sunday morning, and to say it's a quiet Sunday morning would be a bit of an understatement. It is, you can almost hear a pin drop here at this campground, and a lot of thoughts going through my mind as I start this, what today would be. Today's Sunday, so I'd be starting for all intent and purpose, the third day of this road trip, and couldn't have asked for a nicer campground. I'd probably show you the campground more than you're probably interested in seeing the campground more than you're interested in seeing me, but I'll flip this around here if I can. I don't know what's going on with this gimbal, but that's what I'm using here. It's called a gimbal, and trying to turn it around is there we go. You got it turned around. So I think what you're looking at right there is a Class C camper, rather a long one, but it's interesting. As I was walking through here with yesterday, or pulling in, you want to go camping and get away from all the hustle and bustle. And I don't know necessarily that this is my best idea of camping, where you're just butt up right next to another camper. But what's really interesting is as you come into a campground like this, everybody's in a good mood. Everybody, for the most part, just about everybody's in a good mood. Probably because they're not home dealing with, the everyday stresses of home. But everybody seems to be in a good mood here at the campground, and it's a rather nice sense of community, if you will. One of the nice things about that I found out yesterday was that the Wi-Fi here, well, not Wi-Fi, but the cell phone signal, which I tether to my laptop, is just fantastic. Here you see that's a serious fisherman right there. He must have, well, I count about at least 10 fishing poles. But anyway, there's a real good sense of community. People walk through the park, and here goes look at this camper pulling out. People will walk through the park and say hi to each other, stop at each other's campgrounds and what have you. Look at this guy pulling this thing. Now that is one beautiful camper. Wow. You're probably looking at about 150,000, something like that right there. Look at that beautiful thing. I don't know if this is what my sister Carol and Chuck have their eye on, but look at that. Really a nice camper. You see all types of beautiful campers here as you're walking along. Some of them just make my little camper seem like a tin can. But speaking of my little camper, I slept rather well last night. It's rather comfortable. It's nice. That camper's got a furnace in it, and it's got an air conditioner in it. The shower's not bad. It's not the biggest thing, but that's fine for starting out. It's just fine. And just over the river, I'd have to see what river that is. If you could go online, or somebody might comment on that. Just on the other side of the river is Canada. That's the international boundary there. And I'd imagine people could basically swim across if they wanted to get into the United States. I don't know how the Border Patrol deals with that, but that is Canada, just on the other side of that water right there. But anyway, so back to the campground. You know, interestingly enough, one of the biggest challenges that I've got on this trip, it's just trying to estimate or plan the itinerary, if you will. And it's almost the only really deadline that I've got in my mind is August 6th. And August 6th is the deadline to be back in Florida for an appointment. And aside from that, I don't have anything that requires me to be back in Florida. And it's interesting. If you go on Google after watching this video, go on Google and just type in top tourist destinations in Michigan or top tourist attractions in Michigan. This state is loaded, absolutely loaded with incredible options of where to go and what to see. And speaking of which, you know, I was talking to Skip Smith from the Villages. I was talking to Skip Smith from the Villages yesterday, and Skip was telling me that there's a Christmas city. There's a city that up here that is essentially Christmas all year round, and I think Skip might have misunderstood it a little bit. There's a huge Christmas store up there that's got Christmas all year round, but the town itself is fashioned after a Bavarian town, as if you were walking through the streets of Germany. And boy, the name forsakes me, but I could probably look it up here on my phone as we're walking along. And it let's see if I can do just that. It is called, people sitting out getting their morning breakfast here. Oh, I don't know, the name of that town is called let's see. I'm pulling up my Google map there it is. It's called Frankenmuth. Frankenmuth is the town. So I look at morning. So I look at I went on Google last night and I looked at the town of Frankenmuth, and it looks awesome. It looks like an incredible place to go. So the other thing, here we find ourselves. I find myself probably about an hour and 15 minutes away from the Ford Museum, and I really wanted to see the Ford Museum, but that's in the opposite direction. So I don't know if we're going to go down to the Ford Museum or not. One of the big factors in thinking about all this is my work schedule. I really need to get in a good 40 to 50 hours of work each week, and that really makes you give a lot of consideration to the where and the when when I'm on the road, so to speak. But anyway, so I'm thinking of going down to Frankenmuth, and Phil, if you're watching this, I look to see, and Hemlock, which I believe is where you're at. Hemlock is only I think about a 45-minute drive from Frankenmuth, and then from there, if we go to Frankenmuth, we can come up and maybe spend a night with you Phil, up there on your property in Hemlock, and then maybe find our way over to Traverse City, up through Charlevoix, and then up through Mackinac City. I'd like to see the sand dunes. I don't want to get out of Michigan this trip without seeing the sand dunes. So we will see. That's what I often say to Yanae. We will see. That's one of her favorite expressions. You know, you get these individuals like Yanae that come in from outside the United States, and they like our our expressions. I remember some time back when I met Edith over in Budapest. I think the expression she liked was pretty sure, you know, the pretty sure, something like that. But with Yanae, what Yanae likes is Yanae likes the expression "we will see," which translates to her as probably not. So now there's an RV for you. You know, I had thought about doing this option right here, just the camper or the tent, and while that might look nice here on a beautiful Sunday morning, you get it into a situation where the wind is blowing and it's raining, and you gotta set up the tent in the middle of a storm and rain and all that kind of crap. It's not all that good. But anyway, so that's your walkthrough. I'm a little bit lost here. I'm trying to find my campsite, and I think it's actually going to be just up around the left. This campsite costs $28 a night, something like that. About $28 a night, so you take that out over the course of a month. It costs you about $800 a month to live here. And they have the showers here are just showers here are fantastic. Couldn't ask for a nicer shower facility here at the park. But anyway, so that is that's your Sunday morning walkthrough, and we'll see. So as far as the trip, that's what I'm thinking. I'm going to try to find my way down to the Ford Museum, and I anticipate being in Michigan for the entirety of this coming week, and then over to the Minneapolis area, and then on to South Dakota next week. That sounds like a good plan. So take Yanae to see Mount Rushmore. So have a great day, everybody. Hope everybody out there is doing well. All right, take good care.